Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Movies and Brucey's Live. I'm your host Matt Burke. Tonight we're gonna have on a lot of fun topics, such as Goatman, OG horror comics, Melvin, cool movies from the '80s, that some people might not have ever heard of. But without further ado, let me introduce you to my co-host Brian Kreisgau, or Brian
What's
Von
up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
It's good to see you, man.
You too, man. You too.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. A little bummed out. I was supposed to get a cat today.
Oh,
What's up for adoption? Like a friend of mine, my boy Chris, he was just like, I got a cat, perfect cat for you. He sent me pictures and like this lady like loves him but has to get rid of him because the other cats are just not having it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'm getting a cat. And then evidently she got cold feet and didn't want to give him up, which is understandable, but yeah, maybe had to have a big sad. Like,
You ever gone to, sometimes at the pound they got nice little kittens there,
Oh, dude, like that's how I found my last feline friend, my feline better half, Figaro. I went to the local pound to volunteer. First of all, because volunteer work's just good for your heart. And also I figured, you know what? I bet there's chicks there. Right? Because animal shelters are not exactly sausage parties, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
totally.
maybe, meet a girl, meet a cat, perfect combo. And so, it's just like you volunteer at a shelter, you're bringing somebody home at some point. Some little dude's gonna have your heart. So I'm just gonna go through that process again.
Oh, that's good, man. I hope that's I don't know. You'll bring something nice home if you go there. I think can't.
Hopefully not a venereal disease from any of the girls there, but
yeah, that's the type of cat you want to get, right?
No.
But I'd like to introduce our guest tonight. We'll be talking about his new marketing campaign that he's got, an actual book that's in the mainstream. I hope you guys could give a warm welcome to Tim Olson.
Hey, how's it going? Make sure when you tell that story that you hope you don't catch a VD from an animal shelter. You mean a human woman?
Yeah, right.
Yes, presumably.
Yes. Hopefully people don't.
Yeah, I don't swing that way. I don't. No.
Yeah.
I like the punani, but not like the literal punani. Not the,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fake one.
Yeah.
So how you been, Tim? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
Yeah, I've been, trying to think outside the box, kind of fixing Melvin 1 and 2 so I don't have somebody stink on my book,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think you heard the news, so.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
That was the first thing I thought. I messaged Rob and I said, "Hey Rob, could you replace some artwork on Melvin 2?"
Totally.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want his stink on my book because he's a creepo.
Nobody does, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody does. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I sympathize with people like you, because it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Now, this just happened and fucked up a lot of people's books.
Yeah. And I it's still fresh in mind because every time I'm working on Melvin 1 too, like making sure that I still, you said I'm coming across his artwork and I'm having to delete it. Like, dude, I cannot look at this shit.
Yeah, well, at least you're being like proactive and you're moving on. We're gonna get into to what you got going on, but first, I want you guys to check out something that is, Brian, you're gonna love this. EC Comics is coming back.
I heard about this.
Sony legendary publisher. Did you know this, Brian?
No, I hadn't heard this.
Legendary publisher EC Comics is coming back from Oni Press. So EC Comics right here once a major force in the comic book industry, selling enough books to rival giants like Marvel, DC, and Archie. Now, nearly 70 years after EC Comics met its premature end, the company is returning as an imprint from Oni Press. Oni has become the official home of EC Comics brand via a partnership with William M. Gaines Agent Incorporated. The new line will be overseen by Oni Press president and publisher Hunter Gornison and editor-in-chief Sarah Hahn, in partnership with Kathy Gaines Misford and Corey Misford, the administrators of William M. Gaines Agent Incorporated. The first 2 EC Comics titles will be Epitaphs from the Abyss, launching in July 2024, and Cruel Universe, launching in August 2024. So these guys got an exclusive reveal. Let's look at this one. It's more of that old school painterly cover.
Oh, wow.
Looks like fun, right?
Yeah,
it
does.
dope
It
as
looks
hell.
like it looks like at first I was thinking, like, what are these going to be, reprints? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, they're trying to like capture that old school flavor.
Yeah, totally, man.
It kind of
great.
reminds me of those cards back in the day. Remember the ones about it told a story like dinosaurs coming through like a time portal, and it was really gory.
Oh man,
Like they had one.
I don't recall that.
Well, they had this one where it's like
I
a
missed that one.
baseball field, and like this T-Rex was tearing up all these baseball players.
Oh my god, that
Yeah,
sounds like
look at
Mars Attacks. If you've ever seen people are largely familiar with the Mars Attacks movie.
Yeah,
The fucking cards that's based on are sinister, and they're really like just like horrifying. Like
They
a
were
little boy
banned
watching,
originally.
like, his dog getting zapped, getting killed by like a Martian with a ray gun. Like the worst shit, man. That's what that sounds like to me.
Oh yeah, it pretty much was. But I think the original Mars Attacks card set was banned.
damn.
I think you're right.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, you got to see them. You got to see them.
I think I remember. I think you would tell me about those. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're hilarious because it's just like you're giving this shit to kids, but then you think of the Grimm's fairy tales and like how hardcore those are.
Or like
they're brutal.
Or like Garbage Pail Kids? That was pretty popular in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Have you ever seen the Garbage Pail Kids movie?
Yeah,
No.
back in the day, but
you're not missing anything. But look at this. This
Liber
is gonna
Mayhem,
get-
dude. Right here, Liber Mayhem.
I guarantee
Awesome
you that
cover.
there's going to be like some major talent that are going to want to work on this.
Oh yeah,
think
Liber Mayhem is at the top. Like right here, look at this. It's Liber Mayhem cover, and they have some talent right here. Jason Aaron's going to be writing something. Brian Azzarello, Rodney Barnes, Karina Bechko, Cullen Bunn, Christopher Cantwell, Cecil Castellucci, Chris Condon, Joshua Hale, I don't know, Failclove, Jay Holton, Jeff Jensen, Matt Kent, we know that name, Sean Lewis, Stephanie Phillips, heard of her, Jay Stevens, Zach Thompson, Ben H. Winters, Kano, Peter. Yeah, there's just a bunch. Everybody wants a piece of this,
Every time I hear Kano, though, I think of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
There's no Heather Antos on there? Damn.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited about that.
Are they going to use the characters like the Crypt Keeper, the Vault Keeper, and the Old Witch?
Doesn't look like it.
It's not to.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, I think it'd be pretty lame if they didn't, but it doesn't look like they are. It looks like they're kind of getting away from that.
Oh man, because those were like the face.
Retro.
Yeah, because that was like the face.
That's the thing. It's like that I love. That's the stuff that I try to do. It's retro, but it's modern. You know what I'm saying? So it's a modern level of sophistication, and also in terms of like the artwork and everything, but it's old school at heart. And if they don't use those characters, then they're idiots.
Right. Those are like the face of that.
Iconic.
And I would argue to say that that Marvel and DC weren't as big when when EC was kind of like EC was like ruling the whole thing.
Yeah, they were the top dogs,
Started a moral panic. Thanks to Dr. Frederick J. Wortham. They had a book burning, as a matter of fact, up in Binghamton, where I went to college. Yeah, big comic book burning.
That's awesome. Not unless it's some art by someone we don't like.
That'd be a good way to get some free comic books. Like, I'm totally gonna burn these. Hold on, let me put these in my backpack.
Yup.
I'll burn these when I get home.
Exactly.
Speaking of something that might come from the fire, you guys got to check this out. Goat Man.
Ooh.
And there's different versions of the Goat Man. So like
Many.
one of them right here is the one from Maryland. In 1971, student George Lizama completed an undergraduate folklore project on the Goat Man that was later added to the Maryland Folk Life Archives. In Lisman's paper, the Goat Man was said to be located in Tucker Road in Clinton, Maryland. Later the same year, reporter Karen Halster discovered Lisman's project in the Maryland Folklore Archives and reported on it in the Prince George's County News in October 1971. The time placing the Goat Man near Fletcher Tower Road in Bowie, Maryland. Additionally, the report covered the theory that the Goat Man's origins can be traced to the Beltsville Architectural Research Center. While Goat Man stones originated in early 1970s, some of its legends are set to the late 1930s with Prince George's County, following the disappearance and or deaths of multiple dogs, which were later attributed to the creature. However, given the condition of the remains of the deaths, many more likely have been the result of passing trains. Despite evidence to the contrary, stories of Goat Man's existence continue to circulate, especially among local students. Graffiti reading, "Goat Man was here," was not uncommon, and law enforcement would habitually receive calls of reported sightings, a bit with a number of being pranks. The creature was commonly claimed to have a human face, but with the body covered in hair. However, descriptions differed on whether Goatman greatly resembled a hairy humanoid or a human with the power to, or lower proportion of a goat, similar to the fauns of Greek mythology as well. Goatman was rumored to reside in a makeshift shelter in wooden region of northeast Prince George's County near the abandoned trailer parks. Occasionally, it was rumored that Goatman would venture out to kill any living thing, such as humans, animals, etc. And then there's different variations right here. According to some variations of the legend, Goatman is said to have once been a scientist, Dr. Stephen Fletcher. That sounds very, horror.
It's a comic book origin.
That's a comic book one right there. Who worked in the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. In this version, an experiment on goats backfires, and the scientist mutates into a half man, half goat creature who begins aggressively attacking cars in the vicinity of Beltsville, Maryland. Another variation of the legend holds the Goat Man himself was an old hermit who lived in the woods and often could be seen walking alone at night along the Fletcherton Road. According to the University of Maryland folklorist Barry Pearson, the Goat Man legend began long ago and was further popularized in 1971 when the death of a dog was blamed on a goat man by local residents. Pearson relates that bored teenagers keep the Goat Man legend alive by repeating the story and suggesting the creature attacks couples. Frequently, the locals' lovers' lane, subsequently stirring interest in the sites of the Fletcherton Road. Now, the from the Cryptidnals, they have their Goatman, and that's the old Alton Bridge. And there's two different ones in Texas. So you have the Lake Worth Monster, and then this one. This is the one that's pretty, I think is the coolest one. We can get into that. The old Alton Bridge, also known as Goatman's Bridge, is a historic iron truss bridge connecting the Texas cities of Denton and Copper Canyon, built in 1884 by the King Iron Bridge Manufacturing Company. It originally carried horses and later automobiles over Hickory Creek at a location that once was popular by Ford for crossing cattle. The bridge takes its name from the abandoned community of Alton, which between 1850 and 1856 was the seat of Denton County. The bridge is the subject of several ghost lore stories featuring a vengeful ghost. The heavily traveled old Alton Bridge, remained in constant use until 2001, when a vehicle traffic was moved to an adjacent concrete and steel bridge. Prior to the new bridge, it was necessary for motorists to signal with a car horn before crossing the single-lane span. The new bridge straightened out over a sharp curve on both sides of the creek and provided additional travel lanes. Let's get into ghost lore, okay? Locally, the bridge is known as Goatman's Bridge, and it is said to be haunted by a half-man, half-goat figure called Goatman. The belief is based on the legend of a black goat farmer named Oscar Washburn, who was once said to have moved his family to a residence just north of the bridge. A few years later, Washburn, having become known as a dependable and honest businessman and dubbed the Goatman by locals, displayed a sign on Alton Bridge reading, "This way to the Goatman." By the success of black men was still unwelcome to many. And in August 1938, Klansmen and the local government crossed the bridge and kidnapped Washburn from his family. They hung a noose and old Alton Bridge, and after securing it around his neck, threw him over the side. Damn. When they looked down to see if he had died and the noose was empty, in panic, they returned to his family home and slaughtered his wife and children. Horrible, horrible. Locals warn that if you cross that bridge at night with headlights, as the Klansmen are said to have done, you will meet on the other side by the side Goatman, the Goat Man. Ghastly figures and strange lights are said to appear in the surrounding woods, as well as reports of visitors being touched, grabbed, and having rocks thrown at them. The legend results in this area around Old Alton Bridge became popular among paranormal investigators. So that's pretty crazy, man. I love what 656 did with this character, you know?
For sure. Because when I first heard Goatman, I was thinking, what, a satire?
Yeah, right? Yeah. No.
Why not just call it a satire?
Yeah, satyr.
Right? But then the folklore seems to go back. What up, Phil? The folklore seems to go back to a guy that just had a goat-like appearance. Socrates looked like a goat man, but spoke like a god.
Exactly.
Said, right? But then you've got all this new folklore. It keeps changing. And then, of course, God bless those kids that are all about keeping it alive. Right?
I like the cases where they sometimes find that like urban legends are actually real. Like the Cropsey was one of them.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them have their origins in reality, for sure. But then it becomes like a game of phone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where like each time it gets passed down, people make changes to it, and it gets so distorted, it's like unrecognizable from its origin.
Yeah. Or there was where I lived in Salado, there was the old witch's house.
Every town has that spooky spot, and you know there it's that damn bridge. And the kids go there and dare each other to go there.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the old witch's house?
No,
please elaborate.
What's it all about?
In Salado, it used to be a rite of passage to knock on her door and run away as fast as you could. But there'd always be like these bikes along her fence, and they thought that was the victims that didn't make it.
Right.
So one day a kid goes to knock on the door, right? And I think it's like during Halloween. But there was a smell coming from the house, right? And I guess authorities were called, and they found out she had died.
Oh, wow.
But in her basement, there were all these little bones, and they thought they were cat bones. When they analyzed them, they found out they were little people bones.
Oh, Jesus horrible. Christ.
Yeah.
Scary, man.
Supposedly.
Now, is that a legend, or is that verifiable fact?
Yeah, I don't know. That was just part. I went on a tour, and that's what the tour guide said.
That's the folklore. Right.
Yeah.
Here's a Goatman book right here, a comic right here. This guy, Joseph Oliveira, he's a dude from Wales. It's called Afterlight Comics. He does all horror comics.
That's right.
He had like submission thing or something. I don't know. His books look fun though. I haven't checked out any of them, but he's got Mothman, Goatman. He has all these cryptids, board games. I've watched him grow over the years. I'd like to get him on the show sometime. Yeah. I'm sure 656 knows about the dude. It's like I don't know. They're pretty big, both of them. As far as like cryptid books at the time, that looked really cool. They got a lot of Goatman stuff on here, bro.
Well, Goatman's pretty popular. I think right now, Dogman seems to kind of be in ascendance, and I find Dogman channels and stories, the accounts and everything, bone chilling.
I want to do a horror movie, man. One of these days.
Yeah, you ever watch that? Was that Slapped Ham video? The Slapped Ham videos?
Yes.
No.
I love those.
Oh, those are great. Yeah. They're like creepypastas. There's like a lot of them you can be like, oh, it's very obvious what happened here. But some of them are like inexplicable. And also they're creepy, right? It's like when you go into this stuff, you don't have to believe in it necessarily to enjoy it.
Totally. No, my kid, she watches these like scary YouTube videos, like little creepypastas, you know? They're just they're just ghost stories, but they're animated. They're just animated comics, kind of, you know, like just slow motion comics. But some of them are scary. Like, ooh. And like the first,
I don't know. But
I was gonna say one of the first YouTube channels that I like because I just started getting into YouTube, and one of them was like Minty, obviously Ethan back in the day, ZHC, Jimmy Reyes, and also Lazy Masquerade, and that was just a British guy doing horror. I talked to you about him before, Brian. When he speaks spoken horror, he's pretty scary, dude. His Route
Well, dude,
66
there's so
stories
much.
are the scariest because those were his viewers calling in, and maybe we'll cover him on this channel. But he
Art
did
Bell's
an
really
American
interesting too.
Route 66 where he had all of his fans email him the scariest stories, of America, like going down Route 66.
Yeah,
And he would
yeah.
read them, and 90% of them were hitchhiker stories that were true, and he read them, but they were scary, dude. Like this.
Well, Slapped Ham is just like this guy showing a bunch of creepy videos off the internet.
Oh
Yeah.
snap!
Yeah, some of them are. There's at least like,
What up, Chris?
you can tell that, like, what up, Chris? You can tell like 90% of them are bullshit, right? But then every now and then there's one that makes you go, "What the fuck?"
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
for real.
that one where the guy walked past this lady and her eyes were just like pure black and she had that creepy smile on her face?
Oh, dude, fucking 656 Ray and his the place where he works, the pawn shop.
Yeah.
He has a video of this gun rack moving by itself.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
You see that?
Yeah, that was
And
creepy,
this was like
dude.
right after this new chick that was working there was just like, oh, I don't believe in any of that shit. I know guys say you've seen something, and then that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Most of anything is like in those haunted places. It's just the background of those places. The story of them are just creepier than hell.
Always, dude.
A lot
And
of
it's what you populate in your head, and the actual, like, well, I don't know, the spoken story is pretty scary too,
Oh,
Well,
for
I mean,
sure.
There's that like abandoned
that too.
hospital.
Yeah.
That abandoned hospital in Yorktown. Creepy history, man.
Those abandoned hospitals are always creepy, dude. I
Mhm.
see. I'm digging this new cover you got right here, man. You got Melvin, your book. We were talking about it earlier, man.
Yep.
Before we get into the big announcement, but what's Melvin about a little bit? Maybe you could tell us a little.
Melvin issue 1 is about a mercenary hired to save a princess from a dangerous cult.
And he has yellow skin, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He's supposed to have yellow, yeah. But this is you don't direct John Dillard. You just get the hell out of the way.
Right. Oh yeah,
right,
totally, man.
right, yeah.
And he's from like another planet, kind of.
Yeah,
like Savage and
post-apocalyptic. Yeah, I mean, Earth no longer exists. It's like just I wanted to get away from from being too grounded. I wanted to get way out there. You want to be a little bit grounded, but you still,
What I liked about your story is just the character really stood out. You know what I mean? I remember when you brought him out a long time ago, years ago now, man.
Yeah.
And just he popped, like he just stood out. You know what I mean? Didn't get I don't think as much love as it could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've been a straight shooter with the book ever since, and now you're at Barnes and Noble and you're at Walmart.
Yep.
Oh my god!
And you're on Amazon, right?
Yeah, that's all because I'm doing distribution through RJ through Critical Blast.
Okay.
Really?
So with Critical Blast, he's setting you up with
RJ
those.
made that happen?
Yeah.
Fucking RJ, man.
I'm gonna have to hook up with RJ in a few months. Get some Butch Cleaver
that's
in
the
there.
thing. That's the thing. Like I keep saying, like we need to form like a mighty Voltron or like a Wu-Tang clan, right? Right? Of like indie comics creators.
Okay. Who's gonna be
already have
ODB?
distribution covered with freaking RJ. The dude's a fucking machine, dude.
Yeah, man. And then when you and you got like another book coming out too, right? Because you got 1 through 3.
Yeah, 1 through 3. Yeah, I gotta get all the like 3 and then 0 out to the backers, and then I'll try to put them on those websites with Melvin 1 and 2.
That's awesome. And like you said, you're gonna have some new artwork in there. They're gonna be redrawn.
Melvin 1 was an easy fix.
Yeah,
it was just never reprint the very original cover.
Mm-hmm.
The credit page is like just pure blue, just blue with the Melvin logo, and who did what. And we got rid of the Vic King.
Yeah.
Credit page, and then like Melvin 2 is the thing that has the most changes to it because
it's kind of cool too. You could go in and change things and make it better too at the same time.
Yeah,
sure.
So that's another positive about it. You know what I mean? It's like you're giving your book a level up. So.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah, Melvin 2 is gonna be. That was the most changes, and it's gonna be awesome.
So it's pretty exciting, man. And then you were working on a 0 issue too, right? Like while 3 was coming out.
Yeah. Well, 0 and 3 are in the same campaign.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
Can't wait for those. I still gotta get the book, so now I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then I'm gonna get them all.
Hold
I
on.
think I was a broke ass bitch when you ran the last campaign.
That's okay, man. That's okay. I'm sending you something in your DMs.
Oh, okay.
This is the redone cover for Melvin 2.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, that looks great, man. And Dillard is the shit. I love that dude.
Oh, he is the
Oh, yeah.
shit. Yeah, like I said, you don't direct Dillard, you just get the hell out of the way.
Right?
Exactly. Let the artists do their thing.
Yeah.
Hire the right person and then just let them go.
Let's see here.
And this is the redone page of
pages,
page 1. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Rob Ewing stepped in and just and is doing great on Melvin 2.
Hell yeah, dude. You should come on the horror movie club sometime and pimp this shit. You know, you got an open invite.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
You've been watching they got creature features on YouTube. I love creature features.
It's not as good as like Joe Bob Briggs' Monster Vision, but they're showing some great movies, man.
I love the characters though. Tangela,
yeah.
Vince, you know.
Yeah.
I like
they're
this character,
doing a cool thing for sure.
This is awesome. I like this artwork. Is this the guy that was illustrating the Zero issue?
Yeah. That's
I
Rob
like
Ewing.
I like his art.
The colors are awesome too. Look at that. That puts the original issue 2 cover to shame.
Yeah, it does.
Pops, man. It's lots
It really
of fun.
does.
Yeah.
And then let me look for that other one real quick.
Yeah, first page. Yeah.
It's like some stuff looks better in black and white, some stuff looks better in color, and it's not even a quality issue. It's just like, I don't know, something that's difficult to define. But yeah, no, that looks dope. Yeah.
Well, Melvin 2, it's like a it takes place naturally after issue 1, but I want to do one where they crash land in order to get the part they need. They have to save the town from the cult, and I wanted a villain that was kind of like Overkill.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to do kind of like a metaphor for like you know how Antifa, they're tough with their hoods on, but as soon as their hoods are taken off, they're weak bitches.
Yeah.
So
heads anyway, but
yeah. So this guy he's got this hulking metal armor and he's tough, but as soon as he takes off, you know, he gets his helmet knocked off. He's this weak little bitch underneath.
It's his cap. It's his cap turned back. I was gonna say too, like that you have the same artist for issue 2 and 3, right? Or is that correct?
Let's see. One is the inside pages for one is Sherwin.
Okay.
And the inside page for number 2, the new version, is going to be Rob Ewing. One page done by Andy, God rest his soul, and Sid.
Okay.
Yeah, Sid came in and actually saved the book because he did the rest of it.
And then 3, who's 3 drawn by?
3 is done by completely by Sid. It's inked by Rick Piper, and the cover is colored by Rick Piper.
Oh, okay, cool. And so this issue is
2,
and it's by Sid or
that's Rob Ewing,
and then
Andy, and then Sid.
And then 0 is by Rob Ewing also, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. He drew all of 0.
That's awesome. And then how many issues do you plan on making, dude?
As many as possible. I want it to be as iconic as Spider-Man when they say, you know.
Oh, people love that, man. People are really gonna love that. You know, people like when you have the character. Do you have his origin in the story or no?
0 has the origin of how he became a mercenary. I wanted to do like I really love the movie Gladiator. You know how he kind of like lost everything and then he found purpose by being a gladiator. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. Don't ever give the main origin of them. You know what I mean? But that one's cool. Yeah. Keep it. If you're doing that, if you're gonna keep on keeping on, it's just my recommendation.
Oh yeah.
People savor that origin. You know, like they did with Wolverine. You know, that's what Pete's doing with his King Cryptid too. Pete Samedi. I think it's. I don't want
to give it all away at once.
Yeah, you could wait a bit. You know, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Everybody. Sorry.
It's just a thing I noticed is.
I got the link right here for Melvin on Barnes & Noble for the first graphic novel. You guys can go check it out.
Yeah.
and it's also
My apologies.
everywhere now. No, it's okay. Finish what you're saying.
I like I said, most of these characters that we were getting, everybody's getting noticed, but nobody's getting, they're not a household name yet outside our little. Like I could go say Butch Cleaver to some random stranger, and maybe then not everyone's heard of it.
Nah, no one's heard of it.
Yeah,
like what's that?
they should.
What's that? A lesbian or something? I'm like, no, or a lesbian killer? I'm like, no.
Well, that's what we got to change. That's what we got to change.
Yeah.
That's the goal to reach for.
Yeah, it's like it takes time, and just got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yep, long game.
There's something too I want to show you guys that a lot of people don't know about. It's this movie. It never really I don't know. A lot of people know about it, a lot of people don't, but reminds me of like a Frank Miller comic. Let's go ahead and check it out. This one's called Streets of Fire. Here's the trailer.
Oh.
Interesting.
Got to see this in 4K at the Alamo Draft House.
Coming for her.
Oh goddamn!
Very comic booky.
And I'll be waiting.
And that's Superman's mom from Man of Steel. Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin.
You are about to enter a world unlike any you've ever seen before, where rock and roll is king. The only law is a loaded gun. Where the beautiful,
Stay and see the show. It's really good.
the brutal,
I want Tom Cody.
and the brave all meet
From now on, it's for real.
in
Dafoe's
Streets of
debut.
Fire.
Song's about the guy that wrote all of Meatloaf's most famous stuff. Very hot, young Diane Lane. Michael Paré, unfortunately, very bland.
Right?
It's still rules.
His best movie.
Awesome. Paxton is in this. Very Paxton-y. Lee Bang from Fear.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Albert Pune did a unofficial sequel to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I have to watch that.
got good luck finding it.
Now, from the creators of 48 Hours, Universal Pictures presents
And the
Michael Paré,
Warriors.
Diane Lane, Rick Moranis, and Amy
Rick
Madigan
Moranis.
in a Walter Hill film, Streets of Fire.
Holy shit, I loved Walter Hill from that era.
That is so cheesy. It looks fun to watch.
I like that
It
song,
was.
dude. That song's catchy as all get out.
It's
like for
really,
me,
really good.
it almost feels like it's in the same universe as like The Crow in some ways. Like maybe a couple years earlier or something. Like it almost looks like Detroit. You have like
It's not a real place.
No,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
all
It
fantasy.
tells you
Dude.
right off the bat, like this is a fantasy world.
Yeah,
right?
it has like the 1950s feel with the greasers, but then it's got the 80s vibes, and I don't know. It's just
Right.
Kind of comes
all
off a little B movie-ish too, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they have this sledgehammer fight at the end of the movie. It's really cool. In the streets. And my dad got me into that movie. I really liked it. I thought that was one that was kind of, underappreciated, ahead of its
so
time.
Much so. So much so, it has kind of gotten its props lately when it got re-released in 4K, and it was playing at like art house theaters. Re-released, like I said, I didn't get to see this in the theater when it first came out. Saw it on video, fell in love with it, and then the Alamo Draft House was showing it.
Oh, really?
In 4K when the 4K came out, and I went to see that, and I remember just sitting there and fucking munching on a burger and some deep fried pickles and sipping a beer and just being like, "This is the shit right here."
Oh, for sure, man. That sounds like
Kind of
fun.
sounds like it's a cool movie, like the Warriors or something. Like you.
So it's written by the same director. Yeah.
Yeah. Walter
Kinda
Hill,
Warriors.
one of the people behind Alien. you always see his name in the credits of like the Alien movies.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it should be double billed with the Warriors.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean, it has that feel like a fantasy New York. To me, this kind of feels like a fantasy Detroit in a way, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's very comic booky. I remember when my
Mhm.
brother and I first saw it, we are like, damn, that's like something out of like heavy metal.
Yeah, definitely.
If
Or
there
Frank
really
Miller
were
too.
Flash.
Yeah, like feels like something like Frank Miller would do, or heavy metal, or just like '90s. Kind of feels, I don't know, with the subway, you know, going above. You know what I mean? That was one thing I liked about the Batman, the new one with Pattinson. It had that, you know, as soon as you
Yes.
put people down underneath those trains and you put them in the streets, the movie gets really street. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's not
yes.
hard to.
Because the
to
thing
do
is,
that.
rich people aren't living under a fucking a fucking commuter train.
Yeah, and that movie just kind of sealed it for me. Like whenever I see that, I like that setting. You know what I mean? I want to like
Oh,
put a
yeah.
story down there. You know?
Honestly, that the new Batman movie, the problem with it was there's not enough action and way too much detective work.
I
Yes,
thought like
and it should have been cut in half. It should have been like 2 parts. It's too goddamn long.
it's like 3 movies.
A Batman movie shouldn't be 3 hours long.
2 hours is a sweet spot. Like I was,
Yes.
like I know Brian likes his movies about an hour and 30 minutes to an hour
Well,
and 45.
It
I think
depends
2
on what
hours
the
is a
movie's
sweet
about.
spot for me.
If it's Lawrence of Arabia, yeah, make that shit 3.5 hours
3.5.
long.
Yeah,
But don't. It's just everything is like 3 hours long now. Or the standard time used to be 90, now it's 2 hours.
I think 2 hours is a good spot, but you gotta know what you're doing with this 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it all
Yeah.
depends on the project.
It's gotta
just,
like breathe too. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
with the hour and 45, there's no fat on there. You know, and I think with the 2 hours, it gives these good character moments. You know, like I was watching the first Iron Man yesterday. I was like,
Yes.
damn, dude, they like every little scene. You know, like when she's like ripping this heart out and putting in the new heart, and they're having that little,
Yes.
you know, that letting the scene breathe. You know, I'm like, okay,
Yes.
this is a solid
Pacing.
2-hour movie, dude, and like just all the stuff where he's building the iron suit. You know, and I'm telling my kids, like, we're watching all of them. Like, see, I believe this is a Paramount Marvel movie. You know, and then this is a Universal Hulk movie. Hulk is a Universal monster, and so is Hellboy. They're both owned by Universal. Or at least Hulk still is, you know. That's why he doesn't get solo movies. He can only appear in team movies. Team. So, you know, and we're watching that, and they're all darker, dude. Like there's a lot more darker themes. There's a lot of jokes in there that Tony makes that are like not woke at all. They're anti-woke.
Non-Disney
They would be
Marvel.
canceled, dude. They'd be canceled. Like he was making a lot of jokes to like War Machine. Like he's like, you're probably with some, I don't know, with some dude last night. Or something. You know what I mean? I'm you would get canceled for that now. Like they wouldn't even have that in the script, you know? And
no.
he was
And
the Iron Man from back in the day in there, like the Demon in the Bottle Iron Man. Like the first movie, he had the hair. He
were
looked
hinting
exactly
it.
like him, you know.
They were hinting it, right?
Mhm.
You could see that coming down the road. They were laying the bridge work for it, where it's just like, damn, Tony seems to be drinking. He's guy looks like he's drinking.
Yeah, that
Right?
movie's so
and then
good.
he sees a video of his father, like drunk and in a rage.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like, oh shit, it's fucking genetic. I've got this thing, right?
Mhm.
And they couldn't. And then Disney came in, and it's just like, well, they can't make him an alcoholic because, well, then they'd be selling less action figures and Funko Pops. And
Well,
that's
they made
also
him
why they
one in
couldn't
the
give
second
Tony
movie.
Stark a heel turn
Mhm.
in Civil War like they did
Yeah.
in the comics because, oh well, they'll be selling less Iron Man merchandise.
Well, they did kind of cover it because there was like,
They
was
did
it
too.
Iron Man 2?
They did it
Yeah,
too. They covered
He was-
Demon in the Bottle in 2, but that was still before Disney took over. And 2 was still part of Phase 1. Like him and Rhodey got in a big fight as he was drinking and like he was DJ in the Iron Man suit. You know,
Yeah, no, it's great. That's a great scene.
I don't know. I like Terrence Howard way better than Don Cheadle. I don't like Don Cheadle. There's just something about him. He doesn't scream badass. You know what I mean?
Terrence Howard is a brilliant actor, one of my favorites. The guy brings incredible emotion to his parts, but he fucked up because he wanted more money.
He's like, I'm wearing an iron suit too. I don't want to say I'm not, but it's like Rhodey's not a charismatic. Like he's not as charismatic as Iron Man. Like
but also
anybody is. You know.
It's just like then you're going to be in like 12 other movies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Samuel L. Jackson
and Norton too, man. Like Norton. I don't like Ruffalo's Hulk. I don't like Smart Hulk. It's cool for like half a movie maybe.
Right.
But I don't like my Hulks that smart. You know, it's just I want him as a monster, dude. You know, you gotta have.
Well, I mean, he was smart when he was the Gray Hulk.
Yeah, with Joe Fixit.
Joe Fixit.
But that smart Hulk from the '90s, like it's cool and all for a little bit, you know. But I don't know. It's
We
pretty
never get to
lame.
see Sad Hulk. That's the thing that always pisses me off. We never get
Yeah,
to
I watched-
see like Herb Trimpe, the Hulk from like the 70s, the Silver Age Hulk
Yeah.
that I grew up with. You know, who was just funny and awesome, but also really sad.
Yeah, I watched Werewolf by Night last night too, for the first time.
Oh Christ, what did you think?
Well,
Color or black and white? Because I know that they released both versions.
I kind of like I haven't seen the colored one. I like the black and white one. I mean, I thought it could have been better, but it was okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Man
Thing is Groot.
Yeah, he's kind
Man
of.
Thing is not supposed to have a personality.
He does have a
Man Thing
personality
doesn't
in
reach
there.
over and fucking give you a hug or get you in a friendly headlock. He's literally mindless.
Yeah,
the
they gave
coolest
him a
version.
personality for sure.
I think the coolest thing I've ever seen Man Thing do recently is in Marvel Zombies 4, where there's a zombie wandering around. He just picks it up and burns it alive.
He was doing a lot of that too in there. Like, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie though. Like, I do want to see a movie with all the monsters. Like, because I'm
too, but not like this.
No.
I'm so disconnected. I'm so checked out from Marvel. I have zero expectations. I just want to see it all burn down.
Yeah.
So then, the ashes will fertilize the creative soil. And someday people are going to come back and go, you know what? We should resurrect that franchise. And then maybe they'll do it right.
And then they changed Jack Russell around.
Morbius and Werewolf by Night movie. And
Although Deadpool 3, though. Deadpool 3. I am still going to watch that one. Yeah.
I'll check it out. But they changed Jack Russell around. They made him Mexican. He's I don't think he's Mexican in the books, right?
No, he's not. He's like a California surfer dude.
Yeah, so he's Mexican in there, and they give him like face tats. I don't know if they're. I didn't really do that. No, he's a good actor. I've seen him in other stuff. He's in Coco. He's like the dead dad in there. That's like trying to talk to him. So I was like, okay. And then I liked. There was gore in there. I didn't expect there to be gore. So I was like, okay, they did put gore in here. And then Man Thing, I was expecting him to be trash and have like, but I did like him like getting
visually great.
He looked cool though, man, and like I don't know, like
he looks like Groot. It's just like okay, well we got a plant man. Well, what do we do with the plant man?
Right.
Well, Groot.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, like they're buddies. You know what I mean? Are they? They made stories where they're buddies. They're not, in the show there were, but not in the comics.
No, that's all right. But you have to understand that they purposefully look for people that haven't read the comics. We know that for a fact now.
Yeah.
They look specifically. Have you read the comics? Yes. Okay. We don't want you. And then they find the person that hasn't, and they get the job.
And he always has to find him, I guess. That was like the shtick or whatever.
It's just fucking terrible, man.
I didn't like the. I don't know.
The makeup sucks too.
I didn't like
everywhere except for his face.
He didn't look scary to me. Like I thought that was a missed opportunity.
Silly.
And then they kind of they lagged it out. I know it's only an hour long, but they kind of milked out that scene, and the transformation was weak. I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like. I thought that the hunters looked weak. They didn't look scary at all. They should look more badass. I did like seeing the monster heads on the walls.
I was going to say the trophy room was like the only thing I really got off of.
So I did like some stuff about it. But yeah, I did
too.
So
I'm not saying it was all trash, but it was when it was over, were you just like, hey, that was cool? Or were you like, I mean, I know you weren't as pissed off as I was.
To be honest, I want to see more. I ain't gonna lie. I was just like,
okay.
Well, just because I'm a sucker, dude. I hear you. I love the classic monsters like on a team. You know what I mean? I love Agents of Shade. I love the monsters. Universal monsters. That's why I like Graveyard Shift by Mark Polton. I'm doing 2 different ones.
No, I like monster super teams, and I would have loved if they could have done. It's just like it's the thing that they don't understand. It's just like the Marvel universe has its different neighborhoods, right? Yeah. And so each neighborhood should first of all have a different look, right? And so one of those neighborhoods, for instance, was the Kung Fu neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and Iron Fist are hanging out. Yeah. And then another neighborhood, you've got the Marvel monsters.
Right. And Blade and everything, I think that's what they were trying to do. I think the show was going to be like a precursor to Blade. Like I think Blade was going to be on that team. That's what it was going to be. Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Man Thing.
Isn't that canceled again?
It's
That's
canceled
how
again.
on and off, right?
They're like, oh, we got to do something, and like I don't know. The actor was cool, like the face tats
Oh, I
were
love
okay.
him. Yeah, no, he'd be great, but I
Makeup
think
is weak.
he knows that they were going to use a dog shit script, and I think he said no to the dog shit script. Like I'm not doing.
Oh, the Blade shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. He turned that down.
That's Wesley
Wesley Snipes to me is always going to be Blade. I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree. He's irreplaceable in my opinion.
Michael Jai White would have been great. Would have been a great Blade for TV for the TV series.
I said on Michael J. White's Twitter, I'm like, hey dude, you need to play this Blade, and they're like, I put the one with the big fro and the yellow. I'm like, this is what you need to do, this is the Blade we need, and like people are starting to hit like on it like months later, because he's doing
this, Tiara, man.
He's doing a blaxploitation western now with the same team that did Black Dynamite. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either, but that is out there, and it's a cool idea because it's like instead of doing another satire, he's doing another movie that's starring the same actor that's in Black Dynamite.
Yep.
Because there was the blaxploitation western that was an actual subgenre.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's check that out. What we got a little game right now for everyone watching.
Oh shit!
Hold on your butts.
Oh snap!
Black Metal Decode.
All right, buddy.
Okay, here we go.
It's Black Metal Decode. Let's see who can guess the name of this.
I got it. I think
Marduk.
You got it. You win.
Yep.
That was quick.
I had to kind of like really squint my eyes.
Damn, that was good. That was quick. Usually Chris gets it. He's really quick with it.
I'm usually pretty quick too, but then I don't want to say it because that ruins the game.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
The one that actually had me in the ropes for a minute was Enslaved.
Enslaved? Oh yeah.
They're dope bands too.
Wait till we start getting into like the the not bigger black metal bands. I'm just gonna start picking a bunch of different ones.
That's the problem. It's like I know all these bands.
I'm starting it off.
No offense, I kind of find black metal cringy.
No, I don't.
Black metal is cringe as fuck.
I like some.
Black metal is awesome.
Yeah, it just depends. I like, it's a case by case basis. Like I like Immortal. I like Enslaved. I like Dimmu Borgir, even though they're huge. They don't really consider black metal. They're like symphonic black metal, but I still like them.
Yeah, I mean, any genre is only as good as its best artist.
Yeah, or Bathory, Bathory, however you want to say it.
Bathory.
I think as hard as I get is thrash metal when it comes to metal.
Oh yeah, thrash is awesome. Then they have blackened thrash metal now too. Like Skeleton Witch, they're pretty cool.
Well, yeah, because then you're gonna get like all the subgenres and then hybrids of the subgenres.
Yeah, like some people are like, why is there so many subgenres? Like, so you kind of gotta, you know what I mean? It's like you go to a buffet and you kind of want to. Oh, I like this style and that, and I want to add that to it.
Well, because we're humans, we can't help but label things. Why do we label things? For the sake of convenience.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so it's like
you have to identify something.
Yeah, and if you know like what you want out of death metal, like there's certain things, like I want this from that and this from that, and there's so many little technicalities where you could kind of put them together, and it's easier to kind of do that, I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
And it makes it an interesting playground for artists too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well you got hardcore, and then you got melodic hardcore, and then you got horrorcore, and then you got Ramones core, punk bands that sound like Ramones bands. Yeah.
I got a little something I was gonna share. I'm gonna be launching Butch Cleaver 1 and 2. It's basically the Butch Cleaver 2 catch-up campaign or second chance campaign on Fund My Comic. I actually got approved by Fund My Comic.
Yay!
Good. Wise choice, Luke. Wise choice.
And man, they actually designed a little Fund My Comic thing right here. So that's my little logo now for that. So
nice. Oh, dude,
Luke
that's
likes
fucking genius.
You need to have it dripping with blood at the bottom of the book.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give this away to the first backer that backs. So when we do the so they'll have like the actual like campaign design, it's be pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
You can't imagine the beyond the bottom of the book is just dripping blood all the way down.
Right. And I'm still working on the campaign. I figured I'd share it again. I'm going to be sharing it like as it's 3 weeks from now. So this is it right here. And yeah, I got the got everything going. It's approved right now. And these are some of the tiers. A lot of the art right there. Butch Cleaver 1 and 2 if you want to get those.
I'm grateful that we didn't have to put Luke in the figure 4 leg lock.
And we got the this is an add-on. It's called the meat wagon. It's got pretty much all the cards from the previous campaigns and stickers. And I'm gonna have sketch card tiers up here and then add-on sketch card tiers. A little bit of original art that I put up so far. I'm gonna probably put some more up. And I got some. Here's a little page right here where Butch goes into basically a whorehouse called the dollhouse. It's in the back of the
house. Back
of the pimp church, the House of Love,
But it's also called the dollhouse for a different reason too.
Yep. He's like, hell, let's he says, hell, let's shoot them, boys. Let's show them let's show them what happens when you steal from the collection plate. Shoot. Wait, don't shoot. Let me finish my whiskey milk first. Fill them full of 30, boys. And so they start dumping them, or he starts dumping them out. Blam, 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 blam. The whores are running out. And he goes up and he's like, looking at all the aftermath and, your pimps are funny. You take money from whores, you give Whitey a cut, not pocket all of it. It's not light bulb science we're talking here, referring to Edison at the time.
Right.
The white rat smells shit coming from you earners. Here, you can smell it now. Ratatouille doesn't take kindly to thievery, but I'll kindly take your thieving hand. He's about to
slice that dude's face off.
Yeah, his nose, so you can smell it. And then, the bartender's back there, and you'll see the bartender later on in the story when he comes back and he's resurrected. Tell the king pimp voodoo doll, he better pay tribute to the white rat on time, or I'll be back here directly for tribute. I still got one left in the barrel. Well, go on. Let the soiree commence. So that's a little thing I just read you guys.
Yeah, it's a flashback to like before Butch gets eaten by pigs.
So
he's
and then
a bad motherfucker.
I'm gonna have basically what I'm gonna be doing too is sketch cards. The first 10 backers are gonna get a free sketch card too. So if you haven't jumped on that, I got a lot of backers on the first 2 campaigns, but there's still a hell of a lot more people that haven't picked up the books yet, and I think they're a pretty entertaining read. So yeah, that's my little show for now. But yeah, man, I think this has been a pretty fun show tonight. Brian, you got your campaign coming up too. You're gonna be launching Six Gun Gorilla on Fund My Comic.
Yeah, Six Gun Gorilla, The Great Silence, Volume 2 trade paperback.
What?
The dramatic conclusion to the Long Days of Vengeance arc. It's the end of the story. And dude, I got pages from Preston. I would love to share, but I have to check with him first.
Yeah.
It's like in the script, Kumba six gun, he punches somebody in the head, and I wrote that his head, like the guy's head, just spins around, right? Because he got him at an angle, and then Preston draws it, and now he's got the guy's teeth and one of his eyeballs popping out.
Oh, damn.
And then in the next panel, you see like the body lying in the background and the eye, the half deflated eye in like the foreground. And it's just like, yeah, he's gone full Preston. It's crazy.
I can't wait. And then 9 Devils, I can't wait for that.
Oh my God.
Can't wait for Southpaw, Puritanian.
I should be getting an update for Melvin 4 on Monday.
Oh, nice.
So.
Oh, excellent.
It's gonna be cool too.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, come on the horror stream.
Totally,
man. Any old time this week if you like whenever. And because you were fun to hang out with last time too.
Good times.
I got some metal for you boys.
Watch
Never
it.
been watching.
Bring
This is a
it.
classic. I was gonna play some of their newer stuff. I usually try to find bands that I like that got newer material out. These guys do too, but I just really feel like listening to an old metal bubblegum classic. Something a little poppy. And
Thumbs up on Darkane, by the way.
Oh, fuck yeah! This is At the Gates.
We are blind to the worlds within us, waiting to be born.
That's the drummer, Taylor Phil. Before Taylor Phil. That's Jackson guitar.
They're in a factory that just makes sparks.
That drummer is insane, man.
Oh shit!
This is your horror movie melodies right here.
For sure.
Especially
Big horror,
like
movie, big horror movie influence.
I can imagine like the closing credits rolling.
Well, horror is very metal. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's a
How-
classic
how-
album, dude. Like
how-
Slaughter the
how-
Soul.
How old was that?
That's from like 90 something, 94.
I
or
could
something.
tell it was like the
Wow.
music video was like really arty.
Yeah, dude. They
Yep.
that
Videos
album
were like really weird and arty and. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
they don't have the
album.
money to put into music videos anymore.
No, And well, those guys still they just put out they're still putting out albums. They have a crazy story. Like they kind of help create the subgenre called the Gothenburg sound or melodic death metal, and that was like the biggest album that came out. It was Slaughter the Soul, and that song was the first song on the album. But the album is just fucking one of the best metal albums of all time. And it was them, Dark Tranquility, and Flames. They all came from the same town, Billdal, on the outskirts of
That's insane.
Gothenburg, and that album, oh my god! Like even they had special amps built for that shit that they could not replicate. So this crunch on the guitar in that album, Slaughter the Soul. But they broke up. The guitar player and the bass player are twin brothers. One of them has an extreme horror movie influence, and you can hear it in the melodies that he makes. And they broke up. The band he left. The twins left, and they formed the Haunted, I believe. The Haunted was around forever. I think like 10 years, 15 years, something like that. Eventually, and then everybody was like, "We went at the gates, And then 20 years later, boom, they get back together. And then now they've made like 3 albums since. And the first album that they made was that one was really good. It was really good. At War with Reality, and that had the twins on it. But then one of the twins that quit last time, he quit again, and they were just like, fuck it, we're gonna stay together. And then they keep putting out solid bangers, like there's stuff that's still like, I don't know, kind of really artsy, like melodic death metal, but catchy. They got a saxophone in one of the new ones.
Really?
Yeah,
No
it sounds.
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude, and it fits. And the new one's got a lot of orchestra in it, and it almost has like a Jack Kerouacian like sound in one of the songs. They've always been really artsy and like very progressive. They're like melodic death. They're like the most kind of proggy melodic death metal catchy band like that, with songs that aren't too long, but they can pack a lot of prog into a short song.
Which album is good if you're starting out?
Oh, this one, Slaughter the Soul. It's their best album. It's like it's one of the best metal albums of all time. Depending on what band, like just banger after banger. Like what the hell? And like he has his own style of singing. And Thomas Lindbergh, I think that's his name, and he's been in punk bands, and he takes that same style, and it just kind of fits with different genres of metal and punk. It just sounds cool, I guess he's a teacher, like on the off time,
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But
imagine your teacher's like in a metal band. The only thing better than that had to have been George the Animal Steele's students. I know he was a teacher.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah. He would teach like during the regular school year, and then during summer vacation, that's when he would go and become George the Animal Steele.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool.
It's like Kane. He's like the governor. You know what I mean? Of like Tennessee somewhere. It's strange. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. It's been about an hour. I usually do this show for about an hour or so. Just kind of keep it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
bro.
thanks for having me, man.
Oh, for sure, man.
Time flew.
They're really fun. I try to pick things I like talking about, so fun for me as well.
Well, yeah, I would hope.
Yeah,
if
right.
Us not having fun, nobody's gonna have fun watching you.
Right.
I like to talk me some shit too, but it gets old after like 5 minutes. But yeah, man, thanks for stopping by, guys. Everyone, thanks for coming by and checking it out. And always remember to be bold, be brave. And where can I find you, Brian?
Oh, at Brian Christgau on the Twitters, Brian Christgau on the Facebooks, and on the YouTubes. I got a YouTube channel. Go check that out. It's Brian Christgau 1415, I think. And hook a brother up with some subs.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I've been getting some subs lately too, man. I got like just 4 the other day.
Nice.
Sweet.
Tim Olsen.
Steady, man.
You can find me on the Twitters under Timothy Lee Olsen. Long story. You can find me on Facebook under Ols Max. It was my backup. It was my backup account. Now it's my regular account.
Now it's the regs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's where you can find me, and of course, bothering people on YouTube.
I can't wait to, I troll most of the time in the chats when I'm drawing, and but yeah, man, thanks everyone for coming on again, and you guys can find me on Twitter at Roomcutter Comic and Bat Merc on Instagram, and Movies and Brewskis on YouTube. And as always, folks, remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Given the knife to break up